Guys, it is Sunday, July 13th, 2025, MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. That's Big Marcel. And we are here to preview UFC 318, Holloway versus Poirier 3, the trilogy, Marcel, for all the marbles between two legends of the game. And we just had a discussion about Hall of Famers in the last podcast. And Marcel is really sick of the Hall of Fame discussion, but I'll say this. This one's easy. These guys are both going to be Hall of Famers one day, Marcel, and they're both locks. So I think I know you'd agree with me on that. So
actually, I don't.
Really?
No, of course not. I'm just kidding.
Anyways, I'm looking forward to this card. Marcel, I'm going to tweet it out right now, but give me your thoughts overall on 318. What do you think? I said in the last show, I think it's a good card. I think the main card probably could use another big fight, but it's a solid card overall. There's a lot of fun fights. There's 14 fights in the card. What do you think?
I think it's as top heavy as it can be. You know what I mean? And it's because, it's in fucking Louisiana and New Orleans. If Poirier or Holloway get injured and the fight is off, they're fucked, because let's go main event fucking Paulo Costa, who hasn't fought a great fight since Obama was president, and Copenhagen. So, I mean, there are some fun fights on. I mean, Vinicius, Oliveira, Phillips is a fun one. I think Allen Vettori, the rematch, can be fun. You guys know, wink, wink, the rematch. Then Ige, Pitbull. There are some good fun fights, and there are some interesting debutants with Islam Dulatov on this card, Jackson McVey. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the card, but I think for the casual fan overall, it's not really a great card to look forward to. For us who are watching fucking everything, I think there are pretty good fights in between.
You can never really compare to people who actually basically do this for a living. Watch fights for a living. It's not fair to. But anyways, like I said, 14 fights, and Neil Magny's off the card, right? Is that confirmed?
Yeah, he's fighting on August 2nd against Zellhuber dos Santos.
Yes, perfect. So he's off the card. So 14 fights, I just took him off. Yeah, I pretty much agree with what you're saying.
Do you have the right bout order?
I do. I'm using UFC stats. They've updated it. So when you use theirs. I do want to get the comments. Our boy Andrew. Andrew, take a bong hit for us, please. Andrew, I love Andrew. He's always stoned. I love the guy. Yeah, some good prospect. Ateba Gautier as well. I don't think you mentioned him, Marcel, or you maybe.
Yeah,
did.
true.
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
Well. And, of course, you mentioned the Russian guy. Fucking Marcel loves the Russians. Sucks they put Max and Dustin in crazy position. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think they both wanted the fight, so I think it's fine. Dustin obviously has won 2 fights against Max. So, Fight Talk, what's up, brother? Appreciate the artwork as always. Mr. Nice Guy, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here as well. I know you're always this guy's always promoting us, so we really appreciate you, man. Thank you, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Let's get into the card, Marcel. We'll start with the first fight, work our way up, guys. And I'm using UFCstats.com, which is updating Marcel with the correct order. And kicking off the card, we have a Louisiana native, Carli Judice, taking on Niccole Caliari, Marcel, in the first fight of the night. Minus 280 on Carli, plus 240 Niccole. I'll let you start, brother. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Judice wanted to be on this card, obviously. She had a great win last time against Junice Dubin. Niccole Caliari didn't look really great in her last fight. I think she lost to Karsketa, right? In her debut.
I think Karsketa is pretty good, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree. But that said, I think Carli Judice isn't bad either,
Yep.
She lost her debut against Gabriela Fernandez, I think. And we saw Gabriela as not bad either, and it was like a fight of the night. Listen, I like Caliari a lot, but I'm not really have the belief in her that she's going to do well. I think Judice wins here, man. I see Judice winning, probably decision, starting the night slow with a decision win here, but I think she wins.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, I'm looking at the card. I don't think originally this was the opener, but then I thought about it. I'm like, all right, they want to have a girl that's from the state, to open the card. By the way, when you write Niccole, it's always weird because she has the 2 C's in her name, right? It's a different spelling, huh?
Yeah.
I think Judice wins the decision as well. That's what I'm thinking. Niccole, I think she's decent, Marcel. I don't think she's bad. The odds are pretty heavy here, but again, fighting at home, that should give her an edge. She's the better striker. Caliari's the better grappler. So if she can get takedowns, it'll make it interesting. But yeah, definitely like what I saw from Judice for last fight. She's getting better too, so good for her, and I think she wins. Do you guys like the poster? Yeah, Antoine, I'm not super into the whole poster thing. I don't think, for me, it doesn't sell a fight or not, but yeah, I mean, there's some bad posters. This one's okay. You like it, Marcel? Behind you.
Doesn't do anything for me, man. It's a little bit too, how do you say that? Too loud.
Too loud, yeah. Seamus, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here, man.
I'm becoming old, dude. I'm becoming old.
No, that's fair. Yeah, check the recap out. We both thought Wonderboy won as well. I think Judice has a good fight IQ, which is rare. Yeah, fair enough. By the way, I think Gabrielle Fernandez is getting really screwed over by the rankings right now. Like, she's not ranked, but
Yeah,
Wong
she's
is.
fighting Stoliarenko as well. You know,
And she's fighting a girl that's terrible. It's just really weird to me. I don't know who's her manager.
uh,
Is it Lucas?
no, Pedro Faustino, I think it is.
Okay, they got to get her.
He's also managing Piera.
They got to get her a better fight. Yeah, Fiora Rodriguez. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We have a middleweight bout, which was kind of short notice here. Bruno Ferreira against Jackson McVey. Abus fell off the card, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for McVey steps in against Ferreira.
No, Ikram.
Oh, sorry, Ikram. Sorry, guys. It was Ikram. My bad. Which would have been a great fight because I like Ikram too and Bruno too. But yeah, now we have what looks like a mismatch on paper. Although I want to get your thoughts on this. Minus 700 Bruno Ferreira, plus 500 Jackson McVey. I know you have some thoughts about this betting odds, right?
This is a fight. A lot of parlay busters is a possibility here, man. You know, because I think Jackson McVey is pretty decent on the ground, and Bruno really needs to have it from his striking mostly. You know, I feel like remember when Bruno made his debut against Gregory Rodriguez, and everybody was full on Rodriguez. You know, and Bruno was able to knock him out.
Yep.
You know. Kind of feel the same way with this one. That is possible, you know. I don't say it's gonna happen, you know, but I think there's a way for Jackson McVey to win this fight, man. Maybe I'm going crazy here, but I'm taking Jackson McVey.
Are you serious? Holy shit! Hit the button.
Yeah.
Hit the button.
I agree. I'm taking
hit it twice. Hit it twice, dude. That's a big upset. Plus 500 dog. Whoa! Woof, woof.
I'm not going to take him in my confidence pool, by the way. No.
You should because you'll get triple points. You'll get triple points.
But...
Imagine he wins, you get 30 points if you get him first. For the pool.
Yeah, but I've other underdogs. I have more.
You think he knocks him out in the first round? Is that what you're thinking?
I think he subs him in the first round.
Oh shit! Wow. Listen, I agree with Marcel. So I would say this: like, I think this guy is. This is a weird one because this guy has no UFC fights. He's only fought in the regional scene, and he's looked pretty good, although he's fought kind of bad competition.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt the same way about Bruno when he fought Gregory, right? I felt the same way, and then he knocked him out. So like, you know, Bruno doesn't have the best chin either. Like, he could get knocked out here. It's very possible, guys. I'm not taking him. I'm going to take Bruno. I think it's a safe pick, Marcel. I think he knocks out Jackson because it's such a big step up. But, I mean, this guy, you know, he's 6 inches bigger. He has 5 inches of reach. He is 7 years younger. He has a lot of, you know, things going for him. And, again, he's never lost. So there's a lot going for this guy. But, again, the level of competition for me is just, it's night and day. It really is. Bruno's fought good competition in the UFC. He has some good wins. Dustin Tofus is a better win than it used to be, for sure. Gregory's a great win, obviously Robocop. And then Armin is a pretty decent win, I think. So I think he's solid. I don't think he's amazing, but I think he's solid. He's going to get the job done, in my opinion. But the odds are really high. Like, you talk about a parlay buster, it's possible. It's possible. You need to fire the Marcel parlay. Well, Marcel puts, you put the plus 500 dog in there, multiplies it for sure. So, all right, let's get to the next fight here, guys. We have, let's see here. We have I gotta do it, Marcel. Hold on. All right, this is the Mick Maynard special. Dana, I have a great idea for UFC 310. We got Ryan Spann against Lukasz Brzeski in the heavyweight division. And the odds for this one have Ryan Spann minus 210 and Lukasz Brzeski plus 180. Marcel, your pick.
Bro, seriously, if I ever went to the MMA and I wanted to go to the UFC, give me Lukasz Brzeski's manager. For real. Like, no disrespect to the guy. How the fuck he's still in the UFC, man?
He has a win over Walter Walker, right? That's why.
That looks pretty good now, but still, that was also a controversial win, dude. To be really honest,
it was close, for sure.
Close.
Yeah.
Man, listen, if Ryan Spann cannot beat Brzeski, he also should leave the UFC probably.
The loser's getting cut, right? Would you think for this fight?
Maybe both. Listen, I cannot pick Brzeski here, man. Although there's a way for him to win the fight, but I'm picking Ryan Spann. I'm picking Spann by finish, but man. Would you be really, and nothing against, but would you be really surprised if Brzeski somehow pulls it off? Would you be?
I think Ryan Spann has looked fucking horrible lately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Lucas has looked worse somehow. These guys, they both.
Why is this on a pay-per-view, man?
It should be an Apex, like, prelims, I would think. Now, I will say that someone's going to get finished. So, I mean, that's why it's probably on the pay-per-view, Marcel. But this fight is a really low-level fight. I was kind of going back and forth, Marcel, because I kind of think Lucas could pull it off. I'll say that. I do think it's possible, right? He could potentially catch Ryan on the chin. But then again, like, Ryan's fought some good fighters. You know,
Yeah.
he has good wins. He has power. So I think if he wins, it might be his last win ever in the UFC, even if he wins. I'm going to take Ryan Spann by knockout, Marcel, but like I don't feel good about it. You know, I don't feel good. Talk about a parlay buster. This is it too. You know, I would think this fight is very volatile. I wouldn't.
I'll definitely not putting Ryan Spann on my confidence pool. I'll tell you that.
Take
Not
Lukasz. He's plus double points for Lukasz.
No. I also don't trust him. So.
No, me too. Paul, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here, my friend. Sometimes it Spain's just as royal as Kennedy. How could you ever pick Brzeski? Pretty much that's how I feel about it. Yeah, Kennedy and Spann trained together, right, at Fortis. So 2 guys are training partners, both inconsistent. Ryan Spann will snatch the feet out of the jaws of victory, possibly, yeah. Trade this fan fight for J-Host and Silva and much better. I agree. I mean, that fight should have been on it. That's in the Apex. This fight's on the.
Yeah, just like Brenner against Rigovic is also in the Apex.
Why do they keep putting Rigovic? He has the fight of the year, and they put him in the Apex twice. So stupid. Yeah. Anyways, I don't think Spann's that good, but he should win this fight. All right, let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. We have another fight that I don't know. Should this be on a pay-per-view of this one? Like, again, I guess they're counting on a finish. We've got Jimmy Crute taking on Marcin Prachnio. Here's the odds for this one. I'll give you my thoughts. Jimmy Crute minus 285, Marcin Prachnio plus 245. I don't trust either guy. Again, do you?
No.
Dude, so here's the thing. Jimmy Crute hasn't won a fight in 5 years. He hasn't won a fight since COVID. Like, it's crazy. And he's looked terrible the last few years. Terrible, you know? His last 5 fights, 0-3-2. Really weird. 2 draws. Really, really weird. You know, he is a lot younger still than Prachnio. He's actually like 8 years younger. He has the better ground game, right? Striking, I think Prachnio probably is the better striker. I'll give him that. Marcin is okay. He's okay. He's not terrible. He's still kind of living off that win over Khalil. That was, you know, a fight that a lot of people didn't think he won, but he somehow pulled it off. I never thought he was good. That being said, Marcel, I think he's got a chance to win this fight as a decent underdog. I'm still thinking Jimmy Crute could submit him. That's kind of what I think will happen here. That's Prachnio's weakness. But I wouldn't be surprised if Prachnio knocked Jimmy out either. So stay away from this one, guys. Don't bet on this fight. Jimmy Crute by submission. That would probably be the way to go by sub. But don't put this minus 280 thing in your parlay. It might lose. What do you think?
I say it all the time, but I'm always laughing when I see where Jimmy Crute trains out of, Greco and Stewie's house. It sounds like a fucking steakhouse, you know. But it's a gym from Sam Greco. I'm picking, bro. I'm picking.
Thinking Prachnio?
I don't know. No, I'm picking Crute, but I don't know, man, who to pick.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're picking between 2 guys you would normally fade. I think, you know. Yeah, I'm picking Crute, but I mean Prachnio can knock him out. But I think Crute's ground game definitely better, and he can keep it at least 2 rounds on the ground, you know. And if he doesn't finish, he can win it a close decision. But oh god, you know, I don't know. It's
a volatile fight, just like Spann and Brzeski, and then Lukasz Brzeski. They're both like really weird ass fights. So there's a lot. Again, there's a few fights we've said. Even the Bruno Ferreira and Jackson McVey fight kind of is volatile. So. Yeah, I don't feel good about this one either, but I'll take Jimmy Crute. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We have, I would say, a showcase fight between Islam Dulatov and Adam Fugitt. And I like Adam. Obviously, he's got the same name as me, Marcel, so he's awesome. But in all honesty, like this should be a pretty easy win for Dulatov, who I think is the real deal. Minus 560 on Dulatov, plus 410 on Fugitt. Yeah, I think he knocks him out, Marcel. Again, Adam's somewhat durable. He did go, 3 rounds with Morales until he got finished, but I don't know, man. I mean, this guy is kind of lucky still in the UFC. Like that Josh Quillin fight was super close. Josh got cut after it. Adam would have been cut if he lost. Dulatov, he hasn't fought since Contender last year, but I've been looking forward to seeing him fight in the UFC. That Contender win was really good, and I think the guy's the real deal. The only thing is, like, what happens if he doesn't finish him early? Does he gas out and lose? Like, that's the only thing, but I think he finishes Adam by knockout. First round. What do you think? You agree?
Yeah, man. Dulatov is not Yusaku Kinoshita, So,
yeah,
I also picked Dulatov here. I think he finishes him also in the first round. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think. Listen, if Dulatov cannot finish it early, how does he do in later rounds? But
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why it's a little iffy, but he should win. What's up, Mike? Glad to have you here, man. Appreciate you being in the chat. I think Dulatov's for sure, but he might be. We don't really know yet. That's the thing, right? So, Again, guy with no experience in the UFC. That's the only iffy thing. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We have the first of 4 prelims on TV, and this is a showcase fight as well. Ateba Gautier against Robert Valentin, and Ateba is a big favorite here, minus 550. Robert plus 400. Just like the last, a lot of fights we've been saying this on this card, Marcel. Like they're not. He's a huge favorite. He should win. He should probably knock Valentin out. But like again, Marcel, what if he doesn't knock him out in the first round? Then what? And I think that's what they were thinking with that Jose Medina fight. Mick was probably like, okay, what if this guy's durable, maybe he can, their boy Medina, maybe he could pull it off. But Robert's a pretty skilled fighter. He looked good on the Ultimate Fighter. I thought he's had some tough fights in the UFC. I think tough matchups. Ateba looks like the real deal. He's got crazy power, super athletic. But again, what if he doesn't knock him out early? Then what? I'm taking Gautier by knockout, but I don't feel like 100% confident about this one. This is kind of a sketchy one for me. What do you think?
We're picking Robert Valentin here. Ateba Gautier, a win over Medina.
What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I haven't seen anything from Gautier on the ground so far. I know Valentin is not the greatest on the ground also, but he lost to 2 guys who are like basically ground fighters in Loder and Torres Finney,
Yep.
Who tried to hold him down pretty much. Loder finished him, but Torres tried to hold him down. What does Ateba do when he doesn't get to the knockout early? I think that there is a very possible way for Valentin to win here, and I think a lot of people don't pick him because Ateba has looked great and Valentin hasn't looked great, but Valentin had really bad matchups for him in the UFC. I think this is a perfect matchup for him, to be honest, because if he can make sure do not get knocked out or get tagged, I think he's a better fighter overall. I'm picking Robert Valentin. I don't have a doubt in my mind, to be honest. I don't understand the odds.
No, I mean, I think he's definitely got a chance, dude. This one I'm sketched out by 2. The line's way too high. The guy should win, but again, it's just a sketchy one. So, and someone asked, has he been taken down? That NATO guy took him down once. How much control time did he have? He had 5 minutes of control time. I'd have to watch that fight back, actually.
I mean, yeah, and the Uranator gassed himself out, but the thing is, like, how would Ateba Gautier do against Ryan Loder and Torres Finney?
And let me ask you this: who would win, Uranator or Robert Valentin?
Valentin.
And who would win, Jose Daniel Medina or Robert Valentin?
Valentin.
That's the thing, right? And let me ask this: who would win, Ateba Gautier or Torres Finney?
I don't know. Depends.
Yeah, I think he probably beats Ryan Loder. I would say that, but
yeah, because Ryan also wants to strike sometimes. Like we saw in the Bekoya fight.
It's an interesting fight. I'll say that. It's an interesting fight. All right, let's go to the next fight. We have it's welterweight, right? This fight? Nikolay Veretennikov.
Yeah, it's welterweight.
Francisco Prado, yeah. Odds for this one, Prado minus 150, Veretennikov plus 130. I think Veretennikov opened as the favorite. Line's flipped. Now he's the underdog. Yeah, you know what, man? I think this whole card, there's some weird fights. I mean, this is close, I think. Nicolay's looked okay in the UFC. Like, he looked okay in the Barlow fight. He looked okay against Morales even on tough, and then he gets destroyed by Vanderford, which doesn't look good. With Prado, it's he had that amazing win over Ottman, and then he lost pretty clean decisions to Jake and Daniel and Malarkey. So I don't know how good he is, but he is really, really young. He's got 13-year age gap. He's I think hopefully in the right weight class now, would hope, but that's the problem, right? We don't really know. I would stay away from this fight as well. I'm going to lean Prado just because he's so much younger, but I don't know. I don't trust the guy completely either. I would say it goes to decision. Prado wins like a close decision. What are you thinking?
I think it will be an interesting fight. I think both guys will try to strike probably. Prado is pretty good. He has knockout power. Veretennikov, for me, more of a point fighter-esque guy, but he's pretty decent. I think it's going to be either Prado finish or it's going to be Prado decision. But I'm going with decision win for Prado.
Yeah, no, I have the same pick, so there we go. Let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have, as Marcel says, the rematch between Marvin, Vettori, and Brendan Allen from their fight in that casino. In all honesty, I'm glad they did this fight, but I'm shocked at some of the prelims. Like, to me, this should have opened the main card, I think.
They probably don't want to have the shit during the press conference or something, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. we'll look at the odds for this one. We have minus 210 Brendan Allen, plus 180 Marvin Vettori. And money's coming in on Vettori. I don't really get it, Marcel. I like Brendan Allen a lot in this fight, personally. I'll get your thoughts in a second. But to me, Brendan, I know he's lost a couple fights, obviously some key fights against Nadzerdine and Anthony Hernandez, but like those guys are really fucking good. And before that, he had been on a roll, 7 straight wins, looking amazing. Vettori, I thought he looked pretty bad against Dolidze. He obviously looked terrible against Cannonier. To me, he's kind of a guy who's taking a shitload of damage. I think he's on the downside of his career now, regardless of changing camps or whatever, going to ATT. Brendan Allen, is a better, I think, fighter overall. On the stand-up, I think it's somewhat close in the stand-up, Marcel, but I would still think Allen is a slightly better striker. And then on the ground, he's the way better grappler, in my opinion, too. So I like Brendan Allen in this fight. I think Marvin's tough as fuck, so it's going to the distance. But I like Allen by decision. I like him quite a bit in this fight. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, man, I'm also picking Brendan Allen. I like Brendan Allen a lot. Vettori is like, he's decent, but he's never like really getting at something. You know what I mean? He's always in close fights. Besides that Robert Whittaker one, that was pretty much a blowout. That's also pretty much the only fight he admitted that he clearly lost. He's always like, "No, this was close," or "I actually should have won that fight." That's a close fight. Both dominance guys, by the way. I think Allen wins. I take him by decision. I think his ground game will come into play in this one. I think he wins at least 2 of the 3 rounds, to be honest. So I'm going with...
I'm surprised so much money's coming on Vettori. I don't really get it for this one, but we'll see. Then again, a lot of money last week came on Cater, and then the line flipped back to Garcia. So who knows? It might balance each other out. Will UFC cut Vettori if he loses? Probably not. I mean, he's still top 10 to top 15 guy, but he's got to have a good performance. Do you guys think? Did you guys develop in the regional scene kind of contract a third contender at 22? Probably this day and age contender. You make like no money on the regional scene, Contender at least pays $5,000. It's not great. It's a good question, Antoine, but regional scene, dude, they're paying you like $500, man. Like you get like nothing, maybe if you're lucky. All right, let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. We have, I would say this is this my pick for fight of the night? Could be.
This one gets your dick hard, right?
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to this one, man.
Adam always has that problem. If he sees 2 guys half naked, his dick gets hard. But it's okay.
Dude,
you admitted it.
Gotta fire the guy gotta fire you and replace you with Cole. All right, let's go to this fight. We have Phillips against Vinicius Oliveira. Absolutely love this fight, guys. Odds for this one are somewhat competitive, Marcel. Minus 170 on Lock Dog, plus 145 Phillips. And it's kind of funny because Vinicius is usually an underdog. Now he's a favorite. And then Phillips is usually a favorite. Now he's an underdog. So kind of a reversal of roles. But I like Collar Phillips. I've always liked the Matrix. But like to me, Marcel, like I do kind of feel like he's on the decline. I don't think he's looked that great, lately. And Vinicius Oliveira to me is like the real deal, guys. Like I think he's just average. I think he's really, really fucking good. Like he's going to be the top 10 really soon. I'm definitely taking Vinicius Oliveira in this fight. I just think he's going to beat up Kyler Phillips on the feet. I don't think Phillips will get takedowns. He's going to really struggle here. I think Vinicius probably wins a decision. But you know what, man? Maybe he knocks him out. Maybe this is coming out party. He like lands a flying knee or some crazy shit. I really like Lock Dog in this fight. What do you think, man?
So I was really on the fence with Lock Dog for a long time, and I think he looked really good against Said Nurmagomedov. He even did look good in the ground game, and I was kind of surprised with that. I mean, the thing is with Kyler Phillips, I thought that he had a higher upside, but man, he looked bad against Rob Font, man.
Yeah,
the fight, and I feel like I gotta pick Lock Dog here, man. And you will see that now Kyler Phillips out of nowhere goes crazy and he wins this fight. But Lock Dog for me. Does he get a finish? No, he gets a decision win.
Do you believe in Lock Dog now? You're finally on the board, like the train.
I'm more of a believer than I was before. Let's put it that way.
I gotta tell Lucas that you didn't believe in him before. Lucas will be upset at you.
Lucas who?
His manager, isn't it, Lucas?
Oh, Lucas. Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's like Lucas who?
Who the fuck are you talking about?
Lucas great.
He's awesome. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We have the main card opener, Michael Johnson against Daniel Zellhuber. It's a fun fight. I'm a little surprised this will be the main card, I'll be honest with you guys. But, I think they're banking on a breakthrough performance here by Zellhuber, who is an absolutely huge favorite here. minus 500 for Zellhuber, plus 375 Michael Johnson. Obviously, I'm taking Zellhuber. I mean, I'm not taking Michael Johnson, dude. He's almost 40 years old. He is still winning fights. Like, you got to give the guy credit. He's been in the UFC 15, 16 years now, still winning fights, still performing at a high level. But, like, Zellhuber, despite the loss to Reebvix in the last fight, and I still think the guy is, like, a super, super high upside. Here's my hot take on this one, Marcel. Not only do I think he wins, I'm gonna take a shot on him to win by submission. I think that's the way he wins this fight. Johnson, why would you stay in trade with him? Let him even have a puncher's chance. Best way to win this fight, take down Johnson. He was good takedown defense, but not the best submission defense. And Johnson's been submitted a couple times. I'm gonna go with Zellhuber by submission with like a Darce choke. There's my crazy prediction, Marcel. What are your thoughts?
I'm also going with Zellhuber. I cannot pick Johnson here, man.
No.
I don't know how he's going to do it, man. Might be a decision. I would be surprised if he knocks him out. I think it's a possibility, dude, to be honest. A submission is also a possibility.
I think so.
I'm going with a decision, man. This is a typical fight where they expect a lot from Zellhuber, and it's going to be boring, I think, and he wins a decision.
Yep, no. You think it's going to be boring? Is that what you said?
If Zellhuber wins, I kind of feel like if he doesn't get a finish, it will be a boring decision.
I hope not. I hope it's a firefight.
I hope so, too.
Let's go to the next fight here.
I hear the fire alarm on the background.
Can you hear that? Yeah, there's a fire truck going down the street. That's crazy. All right, hopefully someone's okay. Hopefully no one's dead. Hopefully no one burned alive. It's hot out here, though. All right, so the next fight here, we got Dan Ige taking on Patricio Pitbull in the featherweight division. Dan Ige is a small favorite. Dan is... some money's coming in on Dan. He's minus 200 now. Pitbull plus 170. Yeah, I think that's right. I think
that's a favorite, right?
I think he did. It was like really close odds. I can double check. Hold on. It was Pitbull opens a minus 120 favorite. Dan Ige opened a plus 100. That's fucking crazy. Dan is so underrated that he opened as a favorite to this guy who looked like absolutely terribly. And listen, I like Pitbull. He's a legend of Bellator. He looked really, really bad in his debut, Marcel. You know, he looks like a guy that's at the end of his career. I think, you know, Yair is a better fighter than Dan Ige. I will say that. But, like, it didn't do it for me. Dan's solid as it gets, man. He's just well-rounded, good striking, good wrestling, tough as nails. This screams Dan Ige by decision for me. What do you think?
I think Dan Ige even can win this fight by knockout, to be honest. You know? So, but I'm also going Dan Ige, man. I really like Pitbull. I liked him for years, but I think he came too late to the UFC, man.
Yep.
And for me, Ige here, it's either going to be by decision or by knockout. I think it's possible that he knocks him out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. All right, so we have the same pick. But yeah, I think Pitbull probably has a better performance, but I just don't think. I think he came to the UFC too late. All right, we have the next fight here. And Marcel, I mean, do we have to break it down when we already know who's going to win because it's already written on the bonus check? It's going to be Kevin Holland by finish here, Marcel. That's my pick here. And the prediction is that he gets a bonus. Kevin Holland minus 450. Daniel Rodriguez plus 350. Holland wins. Here's my other hot take. Holland by submission. I think he submits Daniel Rodriguez. There's my pick, guys. So there you go. Holland by sub. What do you think?
Holland by sub and get a bonus. I agree with you. Same.
Yeah. It's already written, guys. It's already pre-written. Pre-written scorecards, pre-written bonus checks. Even if he wins a decision, he might get a bonus. The UFC loves this guy that much. Like, Chris Duncan finishes Vucevic, and then he gets a decision over Gunnar and gets a bonus. So, anyway, it's crazy. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We have, that was a really quick breakdown, but yeah. Let's go to the co-main event. Paulo Costa against Roman Kopylov. And we have Kopylov minus 250, Costa plus 210. Marcel, your favorite fighter on the roster, Paulo Costa, returns to the octagon.
I got so bored of the dude, man. I really did.
Dude, I know, right? He never fights. Do you think he's funny? I don't even think he's that funny.
I know a lot of people think he's funny. I don't
see it at all.
Maybe I'm just an old man, but
the secret juice thing, it's just kind of lame. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Derek Lewis is funny. I don't think this guy's that funny, you know?
Yeah, Derek Lewis is sometimes funny, but I mean, Costa seems so. I mean, I don't know. And plus, like, when was his last good fight? I know he tagged Whitaker in that fight, but he lost that fight overall. Yeah, Knox, who's the old Costa? I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember him. I'm picking Kopylov. I don't give a fuck. You know, I think the fight stays standing. I pick Kopylov by decision. I'm not picking Costa here.
I think Kopylov should be like a much bigger favorite, personally. Like you have all these guys who are like minus 500 that I'm like on the fence about. I think this guy wins easily. I think Costa's done. Like I just think he's a guy that's, he barely fights. He doesn't look good in his fights. He has no wins over anyone in the roster, I don't think, right? His last win, what was it? Was it Luke Rockhold? And then it was Johnny Hendricks, right? Or Yoel Romero, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
Guy doesn't fight. He fights like once a year. He's I'll give him this. He's very durable. He has a good chin. His body's chiseled, so it's hard to finish him. But I actually kind of think the Roman could finish him, right? Do you think it's possible?
I think it will be a decision, man. To be honest.
I
also wouldn't have picked this. I wouldn't have picked this as the co-main event, by the way. But yeah.
I think they like Roman. I like him too.
I think they like Costa. That's what I think.
You think? Jeez.
Yeah.
What would you have picked for co-main event? You're gonna say Dan Ige and Pitbull?
It's also not a real great. I honestly thought that they were maybe going to do Allen against Vittori, but they put that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I kind of thought actually. Now that I think about it. Anyways, I like. I love Kopylov in this fight. Go ahead.
Why the fuck is this on the main card over Allen against Vettori? The other two guys are higher ranked.
Again, they think it's gonna be a more exciting fight. I would think it's gonna be a striking battle.
I doubt it, but we'll see.
Really, you think Allen and Vettori is gonna be more exciting?
I don't know if it's going to be more exciting, but this has more impact to the division, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. I think you're right, but I think this fight's it's a more fun fight. Like I think, anyways. But I would love to see Kopylov kick him in the head and knock him out, just like he did with Curtis. Wouldn't you love that?
Yeah, for sure. You know that.
Yeah, no, Marcel really doesn't like Paulo Costa. He's always like telling me, he's like, dude, this guy is fucking annoying.
It was okay, man. Before the Adesanya fight, he backed this shit up, But after that, with his wine and the overplaying, and then of course the coach, what's his name again, Captain America, who's also
Eric Albarracin,
makes it more cringy and stuff. It's like, guys, come on, I mean, I know a lot of people think it's funny, so. Good for those people, but it's just not my humor, But hey, maybe
totally
I'm like that old guy, grumpy old guy.
Marcel's a grumpy old man now. That's okay, Marcel. We all get old one day.
Yeah.
So, no worries. But yeah, no, I like this fight personally. I think it's a fun fight because again, Costa's durable. Regardless of what you think about him, he's tough. He is tough. But again, I think this is a good fight for Kopylov. I would be surprised if Kopylov lost. I'd be very surprised if he lost. All right, we've talked enough about this fight. Let's get to the next one here. You have the main event. You have the trilogy between Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway. Odds for this one: Max minus 135, Dustin plus 115. Your thoughts, Marcel?
Let's go. So yeah, I mean, third fight between both guys. First fight, Poirier won by submission, straight armbar. That was like Holloway's
debut on short notice. Yeah, he was like 20 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. Second fight was for the interim title. Poirier won.
And Max was the favorite in that fight. That was an upset.
Yeah, but right now, man, I don't know, man. I think it's a close fight, to be honest, but still, the overall, I have more faith in Holloway, man, because I think Holloway is still fully in the game, and I feel like Dustin fought for a title last year, but it was purely because there was nobody else at that moment to fight for a title, and he got in, But I don't feel like he's fully in the game anymore. He definitely wants to show a great farewell for his own fans in his last fight. But I think, man, if Holloway is on point, he wins this fight, man. I'm taking Holloway, but he has to make it clear, if this is a close fight, it goes to the judges' scorecards, you can be fucked, so you got to make it clear. But I'm going with decision for Max Holloway.
Yeah, it's one of these weird fights, right? Because, he's 0-2 against the guy, but he is favored, and I think he wins too, right? But again, he's lost both the fights. So that it's just like that boxing match on the weekend, right? Where you had Serrano was the favorite over Taylor, and she had been 0-2, and then she ended up losing again. So maybe Dustin's just got Max's number, but I don't know. I mean, I think the circumstances are different, right, from those first two fights. First fight, like you said, debut, short notice, no experience in the UFC. He was like 4-0 at the time against like guys that never heard of in Hawaii. And then now...
four surfers now,
Yeah, and then in 2019 was the rematch on the Adesanya and Gastelum card. And, it was a fight that I thought Max would win, to be fair. But again, Max wasn't built for lightweight then. Now he is. I think he's built for lightweight. So...
yeah.
Dustin stepping out of the game after this fight. He's got one fight out the door already. I think he'll obviously show up great shape, ready to fight. Always is, But I just think Max is gonna. I think he wins a decision, Marcel. It's a competitive fight. It is. It's a good fight. The line is pretty competitive, but it's a really good fight. It's a great strategy fight. I hope it's a really good fight. I think it will be. But Max by decision is my pick. So you can recap the card if you want, Marcel. I can go through it one more time because I know that you track all our picks. We both picked Judice. You took McVey. I took Ferreira. We both took Spann hesitantly. Both took Crute hesitantly, Marcel. Both took Dulatov. Marcel also took a dog here in Robert Valentin. I took Gautier. Both took Prado. Both took Allen. Both took Lock Dog. Both took Zellhuber. Both took Ige. Both took Holland. And we think he gets a bonus. Both took Kopylov. We both took Max. So mostly the same picks. I know I took most of the favorites. But there's a few fights that I'm kind of iffy, but I just didn't take the dog. I'll give Marcel credit if one of those massive underdogs he picked one. I hope you take him in the confidence pool. I think,
I might do Valentin.
I think you should probably take a shot on Valentin, at least as one of your picks. Maybe not the top one, but all right. Gamrot should have fought Islam instead of Poirier. I don't think UFC really wants to see that fight. They don't want to. I just don't think they care about Gamrot, but I agree that Gamrot's a little underrated. Marcel took Marcel was like on the fence. He thinks Brzeski could win, but he took Spann.
It's Spann by default.
Taking Spann is like eating Spam that's been sitting in the sun for a week. Thoughts where we can shoot yourself. It's funny. Taking Spann v families. Yeah, he might not win. He might win this one though. Anyways, I got to get out of here, Marcel. I appreciate you obviously joining us. Thank you guys again for sticking around with us. But we'll be back next Sunday. We'll do the UFC 318 recap. We're going to preview UFC Abu Dhabi, which I look forward to. That's a great card. So look forward to that, guys. Have a great weekend, everyone. The rest of the weekend. Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon. Good luck with your bets at UFC 318. Hope you enjoyed the podcast.